Hello friends, welcome to my channel. The topic that I am going to discuss here is the elasticity. Okay. So before discussing the elasticity, we need to know what is deforming force. So this is the definition of the deforming force. And the definition says that a force which produces a changing configuration of the object on applying to it. So basically it means it is a force, and when we apply this force to any object, its configuration is changes. So this is the deforming force. Now next is elasticity. So elasticity is the property of the object by virtue of which the important point is that it regains its original configuration after a removal of the deforming force. It means if the object again regains its original configuration after removal of the deforming force, we can say this is the elasticity. So example is just like this. Suppose I am assuming this is a spring. Okay. Now if I apply some deforming force in this direction, okay, this is the force in this direction, then I observe that its length reduces. The length of the spring getting reduced. Why? Because I applied some deforming force into this direction. So now, in next case, if I remove this deforming force, so if I remove deforming force, what I observe? If I observe that again the spring regain its original configuration. Okay, so after removal of the deforming force, if the spring again regain its original configuration, then we can say this is the elasticity. Understood? So basically the elasticity says that after removal of the deforming force, if that object again changed or again regain its original configuration or original size, then we can say this is the elasticity. Understood? So this is basically the basic concept of the deforming force and elasticity. Deforming force means that when you apply some external force to any object, then its configuration is changes. And elasticity says that after removal of this deforming force, if that object again regain its original configuration, then we can say that this is the elasticity. Okay.